Good morning, friends. This is Katya with TotalBodyLab, and welcome to TotalBodyLab Daily Digest. Yes, I promised to myself to record daily videos and post them. They will be unedited, as in unedited on the computer, because if I start editing stuff, it just never makes it out there. It just sits on my computer, and I agonize that it's not perfect. So I gotta get over myself and just post stuff that will potentially be useful to y'all, and be thankful to myself that, oh my God, I'm not just responding to people's DMs. I'm literally responding to people's DMs in a video format out here, usually anonymous if they ask, but people usually ask the same question over and over again. It would be more useful to respond here, kind of publicly. Anyways, to those who don't know me, I'm Katya Gorbacheva. I'm a powerlifter, currently bodybuilder in the past. I do like to try all kinds of sports, such as Olympic lifting, gymnastics, handstands. But currently, I compete in powerlifting and hike a shit ton. So that's what I do. And the question of the day comes from a friend of mine who is taking a firefighter exam. So here goes it. In a week, I am about to go through a very tough physical fitness test. Last Friday, I failed the practice on the last station. My arms just gave out. So maybe you could advise what pre-workout I should take to succeed in the test next week. Cool. I don't think there's any pre-workout that is going to significantly increase your upper body strength and power. There are things that I'm going to recommend at the end of the video, but first, let's get into the meat of this, okay? She understands that in a week she cannot just train up her body and then get stronger, right? She understands that she's just going to fatigue the muscle and then do worse at the test. That's awesome. So she decided to take it easy and then rest and then take some kind of a pre-workout in the end. And she's asking me if that's a good idea. So resting is great. That's what we do between your last heavy week of training and your powerlifting meet, for example, right? There's usually a deload week, and you usually don't really train heavy. You maybe train at like 50 or 60% of your 1 rep max. You don't do too many exercises. You just kind of do a warm up, right? So like if my squat max is, 170 kilos, I'm going to not squat over, I don't know, maybe 80 kilos, something like that. So I'm going to do like three sets of three, or bench. I'm probably going to get a higher percentage. If my bench is like 95, I'm probably going to bench, I don't know, 55, 60 kilos, maybe 65. A couple sets of 5 and call it a day. Do a bunch of joint gymnastics. Remember, joint gymnastics is just rotating your joints around. It is not relevant to gymnastics as a sport. A lot of people confuse that when I say, hey, do some joint gymnastics. Literally, rotating your joints with effort is joint gymnastics. It doesn't mean you should do, handstands and jumping and flips and stuff. Anyways, she understands she cannot get stronger. She decided to rest. That's cool. I'm like, yo, you should have contacted me maybe half a year ago. So maybe we could have gotten your upper body a little prepped. But regardless, tell me more about the test, because I'm not super familiar with the firefighter test specifically. I trained military and I've trained police, so I do know the pole pat, I think it's called, the police test, when you drag dummy and you climb over the fence and you run and do stuff like that. So the firefighter test, I actually met with her yesterday. She showed me what it is, and we did some practice exercises. That was super fun. It basically involves dragging a hose, 2 farmer's carries of saws, like actual saws. Saw. That's how you know I'm not American. The thing that cuts wood. Saw. Correct me in the comments. Yeah, so you carry those. I think they're like 25 pounds each, so they're not very heavy farmer carries. You put them on a high shelf, and then I think what she has failed in is you drag a dummy that is 170 pounds. That's pretty heavy. And I'm pretty sure you're wearing a rucksack that is also like maybe 50 or 70 pounds on your So you're wearing heavy equipment and you're dragging a dummy, and her arms gave out. Now I'm like, What part of arms? Is it hands? Is it grip? Where is it? So yesterday we met and she actually showed me what the problem was. It was her grip. And I was very surprised because I thought, maybe she's using more upper body to try to like pull the dummy and we could get her to get lower to the ground and use her legs more. Well, we practiced on each other as if I was the dummy and then she dragged me and then she was the dummy and I, try to show like how I would do it. For example, I would grab a person probably right here, right under the armpits and grab, lock my hands one on the other and get the center of body mass of the dummy as close to my center of body mass and then drag. What I didn't know is that the dummy was wearing a vest. So you could just grab your hands around the vest like so. Let's grab some dog leash situation. And you wouldn't even have to use any grip at all. So for example, if this is the vest, my dog is wagging the tail. I'm sorry, baby. We're gonna walk in like 15 minutes, I swear to God. So you don't have to grab like this. You can wrap your wrist around and grab like this. Then you don't really have to use grip strength. It just kind of hangs out on your wrist, right? And the grip is locked. So it was still difficult for her. I asked her to do a deadlift. I was wondering if the problem was that. And turns out she's super strong. She has strong back, strong butt, strong legs, but she could not pull 135 pounds off the ground. And I don't think she's ever really done like a formal deadlift. Conventional sumo, she's pretty flexible. So we tried conventional, we tried sumo. Sumo worked better. We did a couple 95-pound deadlifts. Her technique was pretty good for a person who's never done a deadlift, right? As soon as we got the back straight, knees to open up, and hips pushing forward and not drive up, then it was pretty good. So we've decided that her dragging the dummy should be in a little bit of a wider stance when she picks up the thing, and then she can walk, however, just tiny steps and push off the ground like a leg press. So that all worked. That was super fun. The other exercise that she didn't like was you take a pole and you just bang the ceiling until the ceiling breaks. So you had to do that for maybe like 2 minutes. And again, her upper body gave out. But the thing is, you don't have to like use your arms to do this. So we practiced a little bit of Olympic lifting yesterday to get her to understand that it is the momentum from lower body that actually should be used in that, right? Like Olympic lifters, they don't do snatches with their arms. They don't just whoop and throw this giant weight above their head with their arms, with their upper body. No, it is using the legs. Legs do the majority of the work, right? You grab the barbell and then you jump as high as you can. And while the barbell is flying, you get under it as quickly as you can. So very similar logic in banging the ceiling with a pole or a post. You need to use your lower body, right? You can use, a little bit of the upper and try to hug it, and then use your arms. But how about you jump with your legs? I don't know how relevant this advice is because I'm not a firefighter, but based on the videos of the test that she has showed me, looked like it could work. So, or maybe you could alternate lower and upper so that one gets tired, the other rests. So anyways, we tried that. That was super fun. And I hope she's going to pass the test next Friday. Let's see what else we have talked about. Okay, I indeed gave her pre-workout advice. So my original answer was the majority of the pre-workouts just, give you some like brief energy while raising your pulse, right? Like caffeine, they're a little bit thermogenic usually, and they make you a little bit like jittery and like, like caffeine, they're stimulants, make you move faster, but they don't really increase strength. So if she needs like a vasodilator, potentially to do a repetitive exercise for a long period of time. So like she said, some of those exercises were for up to 2 minutes long. That's pretty long. So beta-alanine and L-citrulline could be useful, right? One's a vasodilator, and it blocks lactic acid going to the muscles, and the other one's an amino acid. So again, pretty useful. You're gonna get tingling in your ears and like the ends of your fingertips, and it may be a little weird. So I would first try that before doing it first time at a test. I always recommend trying any pre-workout before you do a competition or something, that actually matters. Try it before you go for a run or for a walk or to the gym or, doing chores, and see how you feel. Maybe it's gonna feel terrible and you're not gonna like it, right? So if you're doing 20 reps or more, vasodilators could help actually, because they're gonna increase the blood flow to the muscles, and potentially you're gonna have a little bit more blood and oxygen to finish the exercise, right? So let's see. Congrats for being getting ready to do Firefighter. Okay, I gave some examples of how to use legs rather than the upper body, deadlift technique, and okay. In terms of stimulant versus non-stimulant pre-workouts, you also need to decide that which one will work for you. If you do drink a lot of coffee, maybe a stimulant pre-workout, you won't feel as much if it has a little bit of coffee, right? Just look at the grams of caffeine. For me, for example, if I drink coffee, like I can drink 10 of these and not feel anything and not feel more ready for my workout. However, for some reason, if I do drink caffeine as a powdered caffeine that's in the pre-workout, it hits me like this and I need a lot less. So be mindful of that. If you don't drink any caffeine and don't drink any stimulants, start with half a scoop of a pre-workout, or maybe as much caffeine as in a cup of coffee, which is 70 milligrams, if I'm not mistaken, for an average cup, and see how you feel. Some of them have 150, 300 milligrams of caffeine per scoop, and that's a lot. Caffeine could be deadly, probably not these amounts, but still, be mindful of that. Don't take something without reading the back and seeing what's in it, seeing potentially things that you could be allergic to. Usually pre-workouts don't have too many crazy stuff. It's just some amino acids, some thermogenics, some caffeine, maybe some stimulants, and some recovery things. And I haven't seen a lot of pre-workouts that have ashwagandha, but I really, really like it for recovery, post-workout. It's been proven to help build muscle and maintain strength and recover at least 600 milligrams. So I take 1,200 a day. It's 2 pills and really like it. Tart cherry extract is another good recovery thing. But again, this is preparation. This is what you should take before your test for days and weeks and, hopefully a while to help yourself recover from heavy exercises. One of the non-stimulant pre-workouts that I take from Zao has tart cherry extract, and I think the non-stimulant has beta-alanine, and the stimulant one has L-citrulline, malate, and caffeine, and some amino acids. So anyways, if you do try Zao, you can use code Katya15 for 15% off. They're pretty good pre-workouts and pretty good supplements overall. I take their daily vitamins as well. And it really doesn't matter what brand you buy, honestly. You can just Google the components and get that from whatever the website you like, right? Remember that pre-workout is not just a pre-workout, right? It has a bunch of different things in it, and it can be completely different based on a brand. So don't just go to a store and be like, hey, can I have some pre-workout? Because you could get such different things, and they could do such different things to you depending on the ingredients. Look at the ingredients. Don't look at whatever it says on the front of the jar, because they can say that it's natural and organic and it's gonna make you fly and it's gonna create peace on earth everywhere and make the love of your life fall in love with you. But you gotta turn it around and look at the nutritional information first. And whatever says on the front, companies can write whatever they want. I'll give you an example. Okay, let's look at these 2 different pre-workouts and see what's up, see what's the difference. This is the one from Zao that I mentioned that is non-stimulant, right? So on the front, it can say Literally anything depending on the brand. Never trust the front, okay? So it's gonna say light up, non-stimulant pre-workout, flavor, and that it's vegan, that it gives you a nitric oxide boost, supports performance, and it's a clean formula. Again, this clean situation, anybody can write this. It means nothing, okay? It means nothing. This actually has good ingredients, and I do like it. So you can call it quote unquote clean, but anybody can write it. Anybody can write it. It's natural. Natural means absolutely nothing. It means zero, okay? Let's turn it around and see what's on the back. So we're gonna see that, ooh, focus camera. It has some carbs, yeah, duh. It has citrulline. It has tartary, acacia gum, malic acid, and then a little bit of, ooh, I'm gonna mess this up. Inositol arginine silicate. I would just say arginine. Why didn't they just write arginine? So anyways, pretty simple ingredients in my opinion, right? And it's not gonna make you super high energy like caffeine does, because this does not have any caffeine. Okay, let's look at the one from Clean Machine now. Actually, I have not tried this when Jeff sent it to me, and it kicked my ass. I have to take half a scoop of this. This is a lot more intense than you'd expect for a natural pre-workout. So let us see. It only has 100 milligrams of caffeine. So let's see. On the front, it says clean pre-workout, natural, vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free. Duh. Most pre-workouts are all of those things already. Improves energy, muscle strength, power, increased muscle size, increased nitric oxide boost by 228%. Jesus. Energy, focus, and thermogenesis, and fast acting and long lasting. Okay. So we're gonna turn it around and look at our ingredients. So our ingredients say has 15 calories, some dietary fiber. Oh my God, pre-workout, really? Interesting. 100 grams of caffeine, Dynamite. So basically all of the ingredients are some flour, some leaf extract, but the Rip Factor, the proprietary blend from some flour that I cannot pronounce, increases your nitric oxide boost. And then S7 is another proprietary blend of like a bunch of berries and teas and broccoli and tart cherry. So good stuff. And it's their proprietary blend and all comes from plants. Awesome. I don't really know how to tell that this would kick your ass so much by reading the back. So try half a scoop. Only the caffeine and probably Dynamite was what I knew before. So if it's something new, like this is a new product, then start easy and see how it is. So anyways, you can see that completely different ingredients, both pre-workouts, both effective, achieve different purposes. And there are many, many more on the market that you may potentially like and that may work for you. Oh, by the way, the discount code for the Clean Machine is EGCMA. That's like my initials, Clean Machine. Okay, and the discount for Zao is Katya15, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, I hope I answered this question well, and talk to you tomorrow. Let me know how this format is working for y'all, and ask some questions in whatever the DMs on the socials that you like, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and if they're interesting, I will answer them here. Like this video, and I will see you in the next one.